put it underneath the wooden board?
They have a red wire going out. Oh, I know where it is, I know where it is.
Okay.
One, two, one, two. Hi everybody, we're just doing a quick mic check, but while we're doing that, can I say you look wonderful in white because of that model umbrellas. Now just before the beautiful bride graces us with her presence, a couple of quick notices. For the ceremony, if you wouldn't mind popping your cameras and phones away, we've got a couple of pros who are going to be doing the photography for you. So today you've got the day off, isn't that wonderful? And we've also got a code word. We're all just going to get up and run over each other. No, gently, not running over each other. We're going to make our way inside, and then we're going to continue exactly this time. All right? Only if it just gets really, really bad. How are people at the front doing? Are you all right? Yeah. All right. We'll be ready to go. Thank you.
Có gì đâu mà gớm. Nay vui mà.
Right, how are we going, videographer? Videographer. Three. Video. Get this done. Here we go. As we walk the beautiful. welcome Nicole. Together in the same direction. Marriage is a major leap of faith into the arms of the person you love the most in the world. It's when two paths collide in the best way possible to become one, and it's where you find warmth, companionship. Marcus and Nicole, today you're publicly committing your lives to each other in marriage. But this is something that's bigger than both of you, and by giving yourselves to each other today, you extend this gift to each other's family and friends by becoming part of their lives. And as friends and family of Marcus and Nicole, each of you have played some part in the journey that they have taken, bringing them to this very moment. And so on behalf of them, welcome. It's great to have you here to share this very special day with them. Now, this love story began well over a decade ago, in fact 12 years ago, when Marcus and Nicole found themselves in the same class at school. Now, Nicole had a massive crush on Marcus, but she was way too shy to make it known to him. Eventually, it was Marcus who was the brave one and confessed that he had a massive crush on Nicole, and so very quickly they became high school sweethearts. Now, after only a year of togetherness, which when you're a kid, that seems like an eternity, Nicole and Marcus went to study abroad in opposite directions. Nicole went to Singapore and Marcus went to the USA. Now, even though they were miles apart, they continued their relationship over Skype and Facebook, but they got to see each other once a year in person. And then 4 years later, another change. Marcus and Nicole decided that if they were going to make this relationship work, that they needed to level up and they would need to be together. And so they moved to New Zealand to go to uni, finish their studies and start a life together. And for them it was like starting from the very beginning, even after all the late night and early morning Skype calls and long conversations. And so they began again and grew closer and closer and decided that each truly was the one, or is the one, that they want to spend the rest of their lives with. And so that's what brings us here today, to this, the beginning of their happily ever after. Now, marriage is a commitment to loving one another. Sooner or later we realize that love is more than the fluffy stuff that we see in the movies. Love requires action. We're created to love. We spend most of our lives looking for someone to give it to. Maybe you kiss a few frogs in the search, but when you find that special someone, I'm sure you'll both agree, Nicole and Marcus, that it feels just right. Now, when you first began to get that twinkle in your eye for each other, that was love at work. And it's love that's brought you here today, and love will keep you going in the years to come. Someone once said to me, the most wonderful thing in life is the discovery of another human being with whom your relationship grows in depth, beauty, and joy over the years. And of course, that someone was referring to marriage. And today is the beginning of that journey for Marcus and Nicole. But marriage calls you to a higher level of love, where patience, self-sacrifice, and humility may on occasion take the place of chocolates, kisses, and hot dates as an action of love. Love is the most important thing in our lives. It's the only thing we get more of by giving it away. It's the key ingredient of our favorite memories, and it's the greatest motivator to move forward in life, and also the very thing that gives us the strength to overcome any tough times ahead. Without love, we just exist. But with love, we truly begin to live. So Marcus, Nicole, guard your love. Don't allow what's between you to become normal. Keep it special. Surprise each other, listen to one another, play with each other, but most importantly, dance with each other. Not right now, that's just a metaphor. Your life together is your dance, so keep focused on one another. Marcus, if you step on her toes, or Nicole, if you trip, just get back up and carry on. But most importantly, make sure you remember to have heaps of fun, all right? Now, you're about to take on the most honourable title that can exist between a man and woman. It's that of husband and wife. So it's important today that you enter into this reverently, consciously, and with full understanding of its significance. So please nod to show that you are conscious. Either of you. Anyone conscious? Yeah, good. Marcus, I've got a couple of very important questions to ask you. Of your own free choice, do you take Nicole to be your wife?
I do.
And do you promise to love her, comfort her, honour and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
And Nicole, of your own free choice, do you take Marcus to be your husband?
I do.
And do you promise to love him, comfort him, honour and keep him in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to him for as long as you both shall live?
I do.
All right, I'm going to borrow your flowers. I'm also doubling as the bridesmaid today, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you to take a step towards each other as you make your vows to one another. Okay, so one eye on your bride and the other on the iPad.
From the moment we first met, I could never imagine to be standing here with you. But we are here now, and I could not imagine to choosing anyone else but you to spend the rest of my life with. Today, I, Marcus Nguyen, take you, Nicole Lê, as my beloved wife. There's no word that can describe how happy I am to be standing here with you at this very moment. I promise not to only be your husband, but also your friend, your lover, your rock, and your home. I promise to support you, to encourage you, to cherish you, to comfort you, and to love you unconditionally and above all else, even when we argue. And most importantly, I promise to uncork the bathtub, even though we know you are the only one with long hair. Life does not come with any instruction booklet. Most people figure it out themselves. But we are lucky enough to have each other. We pretty much go up together in the last 11 years. And although there's still so much ahead for us, I know we will be together. I will love you always.
How does that sound to you, Nicole? Pretty good?
Marcus, from this day onward, I, Nicole, take you to be my beloved husband, my best friend, and my one true love. You're my first love, and they say there is no love like the first. I can't recall exactly which moment it was that I fell for you, but I remember that it was sweet, it was innocent, and it was powerful all at once. You knew me before I knew who I was going to be. You loved me and cherished me when I was at my worst, and you were my best friend before you were my lover. I love you so much, and when I look at you, I see a lot of kindness, passion, and strength. Thank you for being patient, for believing in us, and having the courage to make us work. Thank you for being my happy place, my comfort, and my home. I'm proud of our past, and I'm thrilled for our future together. I vow to love you when life is peaceful and when it is painful, during our successes and failures. I vow to help you love life, to have the patience that love demands, and to speak when words are needed, and to share silence when they are not, to live within the warmth of your heart, and to always call it home. I vow to stand by you, and I will always be proud of the life we have and the lives that we will raise. I stand here today thinking how ordinary this day may seem to others, but to me it feels so precious. We're finally here after breaking the barriers, and I love you, even when the world isn't so awesome at times. No matter what challenges might carry us apart, remember that you will always have me, and we will always find our way back to each other.
I think those need a big round of applause. Marcus and Nicole, I have in my hand your wedding rings. And the wedding ring is a symbol that says more than the fact that you're simply spoken for. It resembles a promise and commitment that you've made to each other for life. And if there ever was a better time to say it's the thought that counts, it's right now, because you've thought long and hard about how and when you would give these rings to each other. And all your thoughts, dreams, and wishes come true in this very moment. And so let these rings serve as a reminder that you belong together and that you belong to each other.
Nicole was a sign of my love, and that I choose to share my whole life with you. I give you this ring to represent my promise to you. You are so beautiful, Nicole.
Marcus, as a sign of my love, and that I choose to share my whole life with you, I give you this ring to represent my promise to you. You are so handsome.
Marcus and Nicole, you've declared the love that you have for each other and your hopes for the future. You've made promises to each other and have symbolized them by joining hands and exchanging rings. And so now, by the power vested in me, I declare you husband and wife! Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is my favorite part of the ceremony, but I think it's so much more fun if we all get in on the action. Not that you get to kiss the bride, but I'm going to ask everybody to please be upstanding. I'm going to step out of the frame so I'm not photobombing you for the rest of your life. We're going to count down from 3 to 1. Please stand. We're going to count down from 3 to 1, and then we're going to pash like they're at intermediate school. All right? Would you join me? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, action! Fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the ceremony hasn't finished. I'd like to ask you all to please be seated. There are a couple of people I'd like to invite as the witnesses, Chuen and Hung. Would you like to come this way? Marcus and Nicole, you've now been married for 3.5 minutes. How is married life? It's so different, isn't it? Well, I think I speak on behalf of everyone present today, wishing you both the best for your future together. May you love deeply, laugh out loud every day, see lots of sunrises and sunsets, and may the years ahead of you bring you happiness and contentment. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding and make lots of noise, as it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Marcus and Nicole as husband and wife!